Hey guys, and happy Thursday. So for today's DIY, I'm going to be using this little plastic snowman hanging decor thing that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start by cutting off all the tags and any ribbon or anything that it has on there. And I'm going to remove all this tinsel garland that it has wrapped around it. And it comes off fairly easy, so you just have to kind of unwrap it from the little frame. Then I also took off all the buttons and any embellishments that were on there, and I just put them to the side because I'm probably going to be using them. So then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this mop head, and these come apart fairly easily. That way you don't have to like pull the pieces out because sometimes they get messed up like that. So you can just take this plastic piece off, and then you have a bunch of loose, yarn pieces that you can use. Now, initially, I was going to use some nautical rope, and then I decided that I wanted it to be white, but I couldn't find my white nautical rope, so I decided to go ahead and use this mop head. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and glue one end of it to one part of it, and then I'm just going to start wrapping this mop head yarn, or whatever you want to call it, around the plastic frame. Now, I would highly recommend that if you have nautical rope or the white one or whatever you're going to use, that you use like rope instead of these yarn pieces, because this took me forever. I mean, I thought it was going to be easier than this, but it took forever, and I ended up just like taking all my stuff over to my living room and sitting with my little dinner tray and doing this while I was watching movies because it took me forever, but I was committed. I had already started, so I just kept going and kept going until I was done. Um, so again, I'm just going to take, hot glue and just keep going around. Now, if I was using rope, this would have been just a little bit easier because then it would have just kind of hooked up on those the little plastic tabs that are on the around the edge of the plastic frame. But because I wasn't, it took me forever. So, like I said, I would recommend using rope or yarn or something like that. But today's challenge is the Snowman 2020 challenge, and it is hosted by Cindy, the crafting lady, and co-hosted by Indiana Jones. And this is Cindy's first challenge that she's hosting, so definitely go show her some love. Let's, let her know that we're supporting her because she is such a supportive woman. She is so creative and encouraging and inspirational. So definitely go check them out. And Indiana Jones is another, amazing creator. So go check them out. I will have their information in the description box along with the playlist for this challenge. And if you are coming over here from the challenge, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you stick around, so be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment down below and let me know that you came over from the playlist. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for, sticking around with me. You know I appreciate you. And guys, just, let's make sure we show everybody some love. Let's help each other grow. And you're going to definitely find some good inspiration on this playlist. So go check out the playlist. And all right, so once you are done wrapping this whole thing up, like I said, get some rope because this mop head took forever. What I did was I took some nautical rope or jute twine, whichever one you want to use, or again, whatever you want to use. You don't have to do and either of these. You can use yarn or, anything else. But I just took the jute twine just to make the hat part of the snowman, just because I wanted to give it a little bit of different color and dimension. And I wanted the little rustic look to it, so that's why I used the jute twine or the nautical rope. But you're just going to do the same thing, same concept, just wrap it around. And I'm just adding hot glue because the shape of the hat was kind of funky, so it wasn't really laying in the little notches very well. So I just put some hot glue just to kind of hold the pieces that weren't, sitting on the tabs the right way. But yeah, just go ahead, start wrapping it around. And again, you don't have to use jute twine, you don't have to use nautical rope. You can use yarn or, anything else that you want to use. You can even use like burlap or ribbon or fabric, anything like that, and that'll work just fine. So once you're done with the hat, then you're going to attach the three pieces together. Now I took a zip tie and connected each piece together, and then I added some hot glue just to kind of give it a little bit more reinforcement. And then on top of that, I took another piece of the rope and I wrapped it around on top of the zip tie and, the extra hot glue. I just wrapped it around and then kind of glued the rope down. That was a lot of downs, but yeah, you just, wrap it around. Like I said, it just gave it a little bit more reinforcement and made it look like one cohesive piece as opposed to three separate pieces. And I just did that for, all three pieces. And I think it looks great. It's holding together just fine. It's not coming apart. It's not flimsy. So it worked out great. So then once you are done, putting those three pieces together, you're going to start adding the embellishment. So I'm going to use this ribbon that I have from Michaels. It's from a couple of years ago. I got it on clearance on an after Christmas sale. And I'm just going to kind of wrap it around, and then I'm going to hot glue the pieces down so that they don't do that. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to take another piece of a different ribbon that I got from Michaels, and it's like a burlap kind of fabric, and then it has cute little candy canes and peppermints on it. And I just thought it added a little bit of a cute little touch to it. And I'm just going to take a piece, I'm going to wrap it around the hat and, give it that cute little look there. And then once I'm done with the ribbon, I'm going to start putting on the buttons and the eyes. So I am going to use the eyes that were on it before, and the smile. But everything else I'm going to use, my own pieces that I had here. Like I have some buttons that I got from the Target dollar spot a couple years ago, and I think I've probably used one button out of the pack. But I'm going to use those this time around, and they're just unfinished wood, and I like them because they're neutral, and obviously if I want to change them at some point I can just paint them. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put all the buttons on there, I'm going to put the two eyes that came with it, and then I'm going to add a nose. I was going to use a bead for the nose, but then I decided that I remembered that I had these little wood pieces, and one of them looks like kind of like a carrot. So I'm just going to go ahead, paint it orange, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on there. And I thought that was actually the perfect touch rather than the bead, because I think I tore the nose that came with it. So this was perfect. So once I am done putting all those pieces on, I'm going to add two little, what are they called? Two little dowels that I had from another project that I had stained, and then I ended up taking that, project apart. So I just put them in the back. I didn't glue them on or anything, and I just kind of stuck them back there, and they stayed on just fine. And guys, that is all I did with this. I think it's perfect. It's adorable. You can do it with whatever you want to do it with, and it just be a cute little extra, touch to your little Christmas decor. So thank you, Cindy and Annie, for hosting this challenge. And guys, until the next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. Bye, guys.